Happy Tuesday morning, March 11th. Hear the birds. And there's one. Oh, he flew away. There's some birds. Oh, there's a cardinal right up in there. Right where my finger, right there. See him? We get so many cardinals around here. I love cardinals. Oh, the birds have gotten quiet. There's some flying in the sky there. They were all out here singing. So you can tell we're approaching into spring when you hear the little birdies all singing. You hear birds all through the winter because there are birds that, stick around at winter. But you start hearing those familiar sounds of birds that have gone away, mostly robins. And the robins are back. So yeah, you start hearing birds that have flown south and now they're back. And you get these mornings like this, especially a day that it's going to be nicer outside, and they start singing, and I love it. And I think I've mentioned this before briefly, but I'm really in the mood of getting another girly. I was thinking of a Yorkshire Terrier or a little mini Dachshund. But the thing is, boxers are very playful, and as you can see, they're muscular dogs. Even when some of these were puppies and they'd be outside romping around playing. I remember Chloe, when we had her sister Ellie that looks just like her. I remember Ellie went to try to go play with her, and she was running so fast that when she went to kind of like hop over her, her paws actually hit her because she was running so fast. Poor little Chloe went and did a little somersault, and you heard her like that. So I don't know. I'm thinking if I got a small little dog like that, see the size that boxers are as a puppy, that's what size mini Dachshund or like a Yorkshire Terrier, that's their size like when they're adults. So it would just be a constant thing, I think, of the little one getting trampled. And I don't want that. I guess I'll leave my front door open today. And I'm thinking what I might do this afternoon or a little later this morning is I need to get, I was going to clean this door yesterday, and then I decided what would be better for me to do is get a bucket of vinegar water and go out and just clean all the windows on the outside. I was thinking, oh, I'll just get the pressure washer today, but it's going to get cold again. So I'm not going to do that. Well, I'm going to strip my bed and wash my sheets. I was thinking about, Lucy, get down from there, about washing my comforter and putting it away. But I'm getting too anxious because, yeah, it's still warming up, but the evenings are cold. And we still have some cold weather coming, where during the day even it's going to be in the high 30s and low 40s, and it's still too cold to put on my other comforter. Well, obviously for me it's not, because as I've shared many times, I get hot at night. But for hubby, it will be too cold. So anyway, I got to get all the pillowcases off. I'm going to have to shoo girlies off of the bed. So I guess my cookie baking is going to have to be put on hold because I have to run out. I was going to run out a little later this week to Lowe's, but I might as well go to Lowe's today since it's closed to Snap Fitness Gym. Snap Fitness Gym I am so angry with because my husband and I went on our banking thing online to, just double checking every single thing. And I haven't done it in a while because I usually keep up with all of that stuff via my checkbook. But I had done a lot of shopping this last weekend, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't, what I do, like when I use my debit card, I stick my receipts in my wallet. so I know to write it out, you know. And I was just double checking all of that, and my husband, he says, yes, and there's a charge here for Snap Fitness for $49.95. I said, what? I said, no, there should be no charge from them. Last March, this is what happened. Last March, my daughter Carly and I went to Snap Fitness, and I didn't want to sign up for a year or whatever. I just wanted to do a trial basis first to see if I liked it, because I don't like working out in front of a lot of people. So we went, I paid cash for both of us for March through August. And the guy insisted that I had to give my bank account thing so they can do automatic deposit, because I said, well, I'd rather not do that. I said, if I decide at the end of the 6 months, I will, you know, give you my information then. He says, well, we don't like to do it that way. We would rather that, you know, you just, you know, give us that information now, and, you know, if you decide that you're not going to come in, you just won't get charged. That's what he told me. And I said, well, how do you know whether we're coming in or not? And he told me. He said, the little stupid card that you use to swipe for the door to get in, see, that keeps track of all the members. And I said, oh, okay. So we have not used that stupid gym since September. Yet, going all the way back to September, they have continued to charge my account the $49, whatever it is. Anyway, it comes to almost $350. I had to subtract out of my checkbook today. I am so mad. Because I'll tell you why I'm mad. That's false advertisement as far as I'm concerned. See, people, a lot of times when they want to sell you something, see, they're not perfectly honest with you. They tell you what you want to hear. Then you end up believing those people. And sometimes, I mean, the people are honest, what they tell you, you know. So I just called Snap Fitness. And you know what the kid told me that I was talking to? He said, well, it's in your contract. But it's like, it may be in my contract. But see, your salesperson is supposed to go over all the information that's in the contract. Evidently, he left that part out. Otherwise, I would have come in and I would have canceled it. I am so furious right now. I can't even tell you how furious I am. I am so furious right now. Because that, to me, that is deceitful. It's deceitful. Okay. I'm going to get off of this camera and I'm going to calm down before I get behind the wheel of my automobile. So very quickly, let me just do a quick video. I did one on my iPod, but let me do one here. I just returned from Snap Fitness. I'm over at Lowe's now, and I spoke with a guy named Hugo. He was very nice. He took my information and those Snap Fitness tag card things, and he said that he was going to remove the information so that they would not be charging my account anymore. I asked him for some sort of receipt. I said, how do I have verification of today that I'm here and you're going to take care of this? He said, well, we don't have anything here for that, but he says, if your account gets charged next month or after, he says, you come and see me and we'll take care of it. Which I don't like that. I mean, I want a receipt of some sort. I want some verification. So now we're going to have to watch our bank account over the next several months. And he did say, though, that he was going to try to get some of our money back, and he was going to talk to the guy that you know, signed Carly and I up. He was really upset too. He says, that's very deceitful. I said, it is. I said, because when you have somebody that's trying to sell you something, you know, and there's a contract involved, the information that's in the contract is supposed to be verbally communicated. And I said it wasn't all the way verbally communicated. And he did tell me, I said, well, what's the point in even talking to him for? I said, because he'll just deny it. He'll say, oh, no, I didn't do that, because that's the first thing that people want to do is deny. And he says, oh, no, he goes, I'm going to talk to him. He says, this isn't the first time that this has happened. So there you go. So anyway, now I'm on to getting inside Lowe's and get this microwave taken care of. Then I'm going to try to go home and make those cookies. It's, I don't know what time it is. My clock says 10:13, but I haven't changed the time yet. It's probably 11:15. So there's this Samsung, and you can put a rack in here. It's $3.99. Then there's this one for $2.69, and the other one we bought was $2.49, so we'd only owe $20 for this. But you can't put a rack in here, and I'm not sure these buttons, I don't know, I have to ask, but these are the two that I like. So anyway, the person that I'm supposed to be speaking to is waiting on somebody else, and I think she's getting new kitchen cabinets or granite countertops or something, because he's sitting there and she's signing stuff, and I've been here for the longest time. But I guess this is what we have to deal with. Frustrations in life, eh? So I'm just here looking at refrigerators. Turning down this one street on my way home because my son Brian was telling me that there was a house that burned down, I guess, a few days ago. He asked me if I had heard about it, and I said I hadn't even heard about it. So just coming down here until I find it. Oh, look at all the geese over there in the field. The ground's nice and wet. They're probably looking for worms. Okay. Oh, there. Oh, wow. Oh, that's sad. Somebody without a home. That's really sad. Well, hopefully they had homeowners insurance and they can rebuild. That's a big bummer. Okay, so I'm a few minutes from home. Okay, I'm getting ready to make the dough for the Hamantashen. Now, I'm going to be doubling my recipe so we can eat some, throughout the week. And the other ones I'm going to stick in the fridge. So half I'll leave out and then half I'll leave, so to make sure that we have some for Sunday, because Sunday's Purim. So for a single recipe and really a double recipe, that should really work to take care of all of those fillings. Now, if you don't like poppy seed filling, for example, or say if you don't like apricot, don't use those. Just use whatever filling you like. The traditional is raspberry, poppy seed, and apricot. You can put Nutella in there if you want to make chocolate Hamantaschens. If you like an apple pie filling, you can put that in there, but the thing is, you want pastry filling, you don't want like pie filling. If you say like you want apple and you're buying the pie filling, because in the cake and pastry it doesn't come with apple, but say if you wanted apple, just make sure that when you're using pie filling itself, that you get like a slotted spoon or something and pull out like the apples in a separate dish. Actually, what you'd probably need to do, put it in a big bowl, because then you would need to get a knife and you would need to kind of break the apples down, but you don't want a lot of that filling. And you don't really want to use jam unless you absolutely had to, like say if you couldn't find raspberry filling for pastries, but you can find raspberry jam. You can use the jam, but just make sure that you don't use a whole lot of it, because the point is you want to use something that's thick, because you don't want any of that the liquid part of it to like ooze out or anything. So that's why you want something that's a stiff consistency, like the pastry fillings. So anyway, here's what you need. You need 3/4 cup of butter, 2/3 cup of sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You need a teaspoon of orange zest and like a half teaspoon of lemon zest, and you need 2 1/4 cups of flour and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And you want to have some orange juice on the side, because if your dough is a little bit stiff, and it might be, just, you know, a teaspoon at a time, add some orange juice to it till you get it, you know, to a nice soft dough. And really this dough is very similar to a sugar cookie dough. It's just, it's got the orange flavoring because of the orange juice and the zest that's in there. And when I was mixing my dough, I put in about 3 to 4 teaspoons of the lemon juice that I had zested from, well, I zested my orange and then I got the juice from that. But I didn't use all of it that I had, you know, got out of the orange. Some of it was left over and I've thrown it out. But anyway, so this is what you want to have. And as you can see here, see how this is, see, if I had jam on a spoon, it would already be falling off the spoon. See, this is thicker, okay? So this is what we want. Okay, you want to use a cookie cutter that's like 3 inches in diameter. Now, I have, all right, this one here, this is like a biscuit cutter, but see the difference in size? This is going to be really small. If you use this, you can, but you'll just be putting a tiny bit of filling in. You need something that's about this size. This I actually have to throw away because it gets caught in my drawer and it's actually bent. So I'm using a glass that has the bigger diameter. Okay, in folding these Hamantaschens, and after I practiced on a couple of them, I got the hang of it again. This is really this is how I learned to do it. What you do is you fold the top part like this into a triangle. And then this is going to represent, it will look like, you know, like a cornucopia thing. You know, one of those fall baskets, okay? It'll look like that, or almost like a hat. And then when you fold this bottom part up, excuse me, the left side you bring over this way, okay, and then this one goes on top that way, like so. So let's do it again. So you bring the tops together in a point. It'll look like a little hat. The left goes under the left side and the right goes over. So this goes under the left side and this goes over the right side. So it looks like that. Okay, those went into the oven for 9 minutes. I already fixed my other tray in that 9 minutes and still rolled out some more dough to continue baking. So these need to go in for another minute or 2. So I had this in there for 9 minutes. We're gonna do it for, I'm just gonna put it in another 2 minutes and see. And of course the oven is at, oops, the timer goes this way. The timer's at, the temperature says here 375, but remember I'm using my top oven, which I have to add another 25 degrees to get it to 350. So it's 350. So anyway, by the time that I get these finished here, that will be done. That's how you make Hamantaschen. Oh, and why are they triangular shaped? The reason why they're triangular shaped is because supposedly Haman, okay, and if a lot of people aren't familiar with the whole Purim story, you can read the book of Esther in the Bible. Esther, she was Jewish. She married the Persian king. The king, his right-hand guy was named Haman or Haman. And anyway, he did not like the Jewish people. He wanted to have all of them killed. He was like the Hitler of that day. And Esther had found out about the plot that he was planning through her uncle Mordecai. And so she had the feast that, she had for her husband, the king, and invited Haman. And he thought that he was something special, that, Esther was making this feast for him. But when it ended up happening, she outed him to the king of what he was going to do. And the king ended up hanging Haman and his 10 sons. And supposedly, Haman wore a triangular hat. Some people say that his ears were a bit pointy. And then some of them said that his pockets on his shirts, that they were in the shape of triangles. That's the 3 myths of where they get this from. Now, the Israeli Hebrew way of saying these cookies, which don't ask me, I'll put it over here. But anyway, that means Haman's ears. So that's where you get his ears were pointy. But Hamantashen in Yiddish means Haman's pockets. So Haman's pockets, that's where they get the legend that he had triangular pockets. So whether it was his hat, or it was his ears, or it was his pockets, anyway, that's where that's from. And that's why on Purim they try to make foods or whatever that they shape them in triangles, because it's all about Haman and the defeat of Haman, that he was killed and his sons, and the Jewish people were spared of a Holocaust. So anyway, that's what Purim is. So I'm going to finish cleaning this up, get the rest of these cookies baked, and I have a couple things I need to do around here. Okay, I finished cleaning up and my timer's getting ready to go off. So there's those, and I've got 2 layers here of my cookies. And then this is the last of them. And now I've got to turn on my lower oven, because I don't know. Let me look. I haven't tried putting my roaster in this top oven. Let's see. Because I have to put the lid on. Let's see if it fits. I might have to do it on the lower. Yeah, doesn't fit. I didn't think so. So I've got to get my lower oven on now. So you go off, you come on. And I've got to get my chicken all cleaned, get my seasonings for that. So I can get my chicken in the oven because it's 1:47. Well, that's going to be about it for me today. I finally got to my chicken in the oven. Things are pretty much cleaned up. Those are almost cooled down. I'll get those away. I got to put my coffee back at the top shelf in that cabinet because it fell. But look, my window is opened. I had a feeling I'd be able to open it today and air the house out a little bit. So after I get done making my bed here, I still want to go out and try to clean those windows in the front like I was talking about this morning, since it's nice. Even though it's going to rain tomorrow, it'll just be nice that, you know, have all the dirt off of those windows, so, and the door window and all that. So anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.